How's it going, everybody? Last video I insulated my garage door. It stays about low 90s now. It was a high of 97, but that's only because I opened the garage door because I was building out my cabinets here and just more storage. So all my tools pretty much have a space now, a spot to go, if you will. Something crazy mess like that, but hey, it's okay. I was busy doing that. I got some free shelves, so I was like, yeah, why not? I'll do like a whole Mod Podge Picasso little thing there. But had the garage door open, super sweaty. I was sweating bullets and I passed out for like an hour because I got so hot. I was on the couch, ACL, everything was on, but I just fell asleep. The garage is insulated, but it's still super hot in here. There's no way to cool it down. So yeah, I can insulate it, but it's still gonna be too hot. So I have a solution. That's right, it's a swamp cooler. 1300 CFM, 500 square feet of coverage. Should fit this small shop. Honestly, it's like what, 13 by 25, almost 30. So this should be enough for this little small room, especially with it being insulated. So here in the Southwest, Southern Nevada, it's like 0.5 humidity or less than that. And swamp coolers are supposed to help out dry climates, cool it down. So we're gonna test this bad boy out. We're gonna review it as we do some other projects in here. So I have a table saw fence I have to upgrade. I might do my miter saw upgrade in this video as well, or just take some measurements, I'm not too sure. But I wanna do some projects right now to test this cooling capability and see how it works out, because I'm already sweating. So I'm gonna get some water. So I picked this guy up at Home Depot, $199, $215 after tax. But we got 1300 CFM, 500 square foot cooling area, 4.8 gallons, let's round it up to a 5-gallon reservoir. It's a 2-speed motor, so I'm not really expecting much about this guy, but I'm hoping for a lot. High density rigid media pad for better cooling, manual water fill area, float valve with garden hose adapter in case you want to have this outside, which I don't know why you'd want to cool the outside, but you can, there's that. Oh yeah, let's get this out on a tray. So here's the swamp cooler itself. It's 28 inches tall, 20 inches wide, and 10 inches deep. You have the fan in the front, and you have your blades right here that you can move to redirect the airflow however you want. On the side of it, the right side at least, you have your reservoir tank to fill up manually if you want. Not too bad. The back side, you have the medium for the swamp cooler, and how it works is it sucks in hot air from the back side, and with the fins in between the medium itself, the hot air gets passed through and it gets cooled down from the water itself. It gets blown out on the other side, nice and cool. And then on the other side is the hose hookup, which comes with an adapter right here, and you just screw it on. So if you're outside and you want this right next to your face, you can. You have a hose hookup and it's unlimited cool air. And then on the front, again, I forgot to mention, but your control speed for the fan. And then you have a window for the reservoir tank in the middle. So that's pretty much it. Has a nice little handle for carrying it. This thing's not that heavy. It's like 16 pounds, if that. There's also a drain down here. So when you want to store this, you can just drain out all the water and you're good to go. Oh yeah, that's it. We'll just fill this up with water now. We're good to go. Well, that moves really fast. That's super smooth. All right, let's fill this bad boy up. So this way is a lot faster than filling it cup by cup. Slowly filling up, going pretty faster with the sink water versus the cup. There is a pump on the inside of this reservoir that pumps the water to the top and it trickles down itself. All right, because I do a lot of work pretty much where the camera's at, I'm gonna have the fan over here instead. Rolls pretty well. There's no issue with that at all. It also comes with a 10-foot power cord, which is very nice because pretty much I can go anywhere in the shop and I use one outlet and only one outlet. So on the fan here, we have high with the pump, low with the pump, just the fan itself, high fan, or just running the pump itself, probably just to wet the medium. But it's brand new out of the box. I want to see what it does, so we're gonna go on high right away and just test it out. That's fast. Ooh, that's cool. Well, it's a fan, so obviously it's cool. Whoa, that's really good. I can feel the wind from right here. What? Oh, if I'm not standing in it, that's hot. Okay, hang on. Can you guys see this? Look, the fan's pretty far away and it's moving my little triangle. It's a little stuffy from the water, but that's fine. I am 7 feet away from it, and that's a lot of power in high setting. It's not the coolest right now, just because it's not enough water on the filter, I'm guessing, but it feels very nice, so I do like that. This is definitely workable in the garage now. This might be overkill for the garage, but you know what? This is gonna be worth it because it's 112 outside right now, and I don't want to be outside. You know, I want to be inside the garage, nice and comfortable, doing work. I also don't know how this is going to sound to you guys with the fan going, so hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, I'm going to be doing a voiceover. But if this is too loud, I might try the low setting. Actually, you know what? Let's try the low setting. Let's see how that sounds. Oh, I can feel it getting colder. All right, so this is the low setting. It's not bad at all. I don't hear the pump going. It feels very nice. I'm not gonna lie, like having a swamp cooler, I can understand why my dad had one when I was a kid in the garage. He had a wall mounted swamp cooler. He literally cut out the hole inside of the house, popped this big machine in there. So I completely understand why he had one. This is very nice. I think I can get a lot done in here now. Whew, I like this. This is nice. All right, that's my review. Buy this thing. This is amazing. I'll put a link down in the description. Seriously. Ooh, this is really nice. But yeah, for the test, let's actually start working around and doing something, you know? The main issue for my table saw right now is the fence. The fence has a slight curve, so when I'm using it, whatever I'm cutting wobbles slightly. I kind of don't want that stuff to slam back and hit me, so that's why we're doing this. I'll beef up the fence by adding some sacrificial wood to it. That way I can get closer cuts with the saw blade and not damage it with the metal fence. And it's also going to straighten the fence out, so solving two problems at once. I measured it to be roughly 28¼ inches, so I'm going to be cutting a primed MDF board twice, and then I'll be cutting a 1.5 inch board to length. And this 1.5 inch board is just going to be like an accent on top of the fence itself, that way you don't see the metal. Measure once, cut once, right? So I'm just double checking that the boards are at the right length here and they match up and they don't overhang the table saw at all. Turns out I cut them perfectly the first time, and that hardly happens. I thought I had to creep up on the cut. Thankfully I don't have to. I'm just clamping the MDF board to the fence. This way I can drill out the 3 holes for the carriage bolts I have. The fence already had holes drilled into it, which I'm guessing is for something like this, which makes it easy for me because I can use these as a hole guide for my drill press and just make 3 new holes for the fence. I'm using the drill in the last hole because the fence couldn't fit on my drill press anymore. I'm taking the board off the fence and lining it up with the second MDF board to transfer the hole placements. This way everything lines up perfectly and the holes just match up. I'm double checking that the holes are the correct size for the carriage bolts. They're sticking out a bit, which is fine because I'm going to be countersinking them. That way they sink into the board and they're flush with it. The bolts are slightly proud from the board, which isn't a problem once I tighten everything up. They'll sink into the board and be out of the way. After getting the second board on, it was a snug fit, so I pounded it in there, giggity. I got the washers and bolts on, tightened everything down, and here's a close-up of the bolts sinking into the wood. This part probably wasn't needed, but it's primed MDF. It should have been fine, but I decided to do the wax on, wax off maneuver on here. That way it helps the board slide, because hey, it can't hurt, right? Now I'm putting the fence to use. I sized up the trim board, and I need to take off at least 1/4 inch for the top of the fence. This way it's completely enclosed and it looks professional. I say that lightly. It looks pretty decent, but not at the professional level just yet. Need some dovetails for that one. I know this video is supposed to be about the swamp cooler, and it is, I promise. During the entire time I was making the fence, the humidity got as high as 56%, and I had to turn the fan pump combo off, and I only had the fan setting on, so not too bad. The entire time I was working on the fence, I didn't have to take a break due to the heat. I was able to work comfortably in the garage the entire time, which has never happened. I'm usually covered in sweat at this point, and I'm just so exhausted. And honestly, when I get to that point, I don't want to work on projects anymore. It just gets too exhausting, and going from inside cold air to outside hot air, it's really draining. So having this is a big improvement, and it's going to allow me to make more projects in the garage, which I'm excited for. I want to keep building stuff, you know? Finally, the biggest improvement I'm going to do on this table saw is replacing the blade with a brand new 60-tooth blade. Because the old one is 60-tooth, but I think it's the original blade from the table saw 30 years ago. I don't think it's ever been changed out. Big plus of the new blade, there shouldn't be an issue with the blade burning the wood because it can't cut them. Trimming and resawing boards will be way easier now with a new sharper blade, and this honestly should have been my first upgrade to the table saw. But hey, better late than never, right? Overall, I was out here for 2 hours. Yeah, I'm sweaty, but that's the humidity in here. It did get up to 52%, but I did shut the swamp cooler off and I opened the garage. We're down to 20%. So it's just kind of acclimating right now. Because today was kind of a humid day. It wasn't like the hottest day or the driest day. It was somewhat decently humid. So I think 20% is fine. The garage has been open for, give or take 5 minutes. The lowest the temperature got was 87 degrees. So I feel that is a big plus. Because right now it's back up to 91 and it was a high of 97 today. So not terrible, honestly, not terrible at all. Going over the swamp cooler, I didn't feel like I was like having heat exhaustion, just suffering in the garage, doing work, whatnot. Yeah, I'm sweaty, but again, it's humid. You're supposed to sweat when it's humid, especially in this climate when there's no humidity ever. But I was able to be in the garage this entire time. I didn't have to drink 4 bottles of water. I only had 1 bottle of water. It's, in my opinion, that's a win, you know? I'm just doing the last minute cleanup and then I'm all done in here. But yeah, I'll drop a link down below if you guys do want to buy this thing. It was $200, $215 after tax. Totally worth it. They do have a smaller version for $100, but then it's like a 2.4 gallon and it's only 300 square feet coverage instead of 500, and this is 500. But honestly, I think I could have got away with the smaller version versus the bigger one. This guy, where'd you go? You're here. But yeah, I'm gonna use this every day now. I want to be in the shop more often versus dead at night, 1 a.m. when it's cool enough for me to just be in here with the fan on. The only issue is having the garage door open and there's so many bugs coming in for these lights. But for a swamp cooler, highly recommend it. It's great for the garage. So if you guys need something to cool you down, the swamp cooler works just fine. If I had the money, I'd probably get a mini split, just put it right behind me, let that thing go for 30 minutes, then come in here and do all the work I need to do. But I don't have 1,500 bucks to drop to do this, so 200 bucks, that was my limit. And I think it worked. I could do all my projects and whatnot. This one guy's asking me to make drawers because he bought a house and he doesn't have drawers in the house. Like the people he bought it from took all the drawers. So he asked if I can build him drawers and I said, yeah. So I'm gonna be building some drawers. Other project besides the drawer is the miter saw station right here, the prototype. I think I have what I want for the final miter saw station. So I have MDF or plywood, whatever it is, in the bed of my truck right now. I have 3 sheets of it. It was on sale. Gotta get those deals. But yeah, for the rest of the miter saw station, the right side, because I can't really get there with the table saw in the way, I believe the best thing for me to do is to turn that into like a dust collection area. So my vacuum, all the hoses are gonna come out of there and have like a little cyclone dust vacuum buddy thing, help separate the dust from the extreme particles in the air. Something like that. There's words there. I'm getting hot, I'm tired, I'm ready to go to bed. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. It does help, and I'll see you in the next one. Woo, that was fun. That thing's so nice. It's so convenient now to be out here.